Hi, dear loves. I'm Nicole, and today we had a magical Saturday's group spiritual life coaching class, and there was an energy that was ungodly. And I want to share with you how to deal with that energy and how to recognize it. You first must recognize that it's there. And as being spiritually gifted, which you are, we are all spiritual souls first, okay? You are recognizing the difference. You're discerning. Okay, that's having a spirit of discernment. Recognizing the difference between an ungodly energy, okay, and a godly energy. Okay, negative energy and positive energy. Lower level energy and pleasant, higher vibrational energy, the highest. Okay, so I want to share with you how I recognize ungodly energy. Now, as a spirit guide that has really become a master spirit guide, I acknowledged my spiritual gifts very early on, such as many of you have. And I used to see ungodly energy. It used to try to engage me. And as a child, it scared me and I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that I was seeing these things that weren't friendly, didn't look like they wanted to help me, didn't make me feel safe, secure, pleasant, made me want to run away from it, okay? Now I would acknowledge that energy in the eyes. Okay, that's one biggie that you will acknowledge when there's a spirit that is ungodly. You can look through someone's eyes and see that if their motivation is not filled with integrity, that energy is lower level, that energy goes against God's high vibration, and you will see it. You can feel it. It'll be an unease that's in your body, and your body will react. So make sure you are listening to your body, paying attention to what you're seeing through your human sight, because your mind's eye will activate, will turn on. Your human sight will tell you to look at that person, the person that's staring at you like they're trying to burn a hole in you, and you look at them and all of a sudden your body reacts. Your body gives you these certain sensations. Your body gives you tightness over your skin. Your body gives you acknowledgement of fear, pit of your stomach, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra. You feel it. You may feel your fluttering in your heart. Okay, so you're listening to your body tell you what this energy is and where the intent is as well. You can be standing next to someone who is behind you and feel their energy, and you feel uncomfortable, and you see how my eyes just did this? I don't feel comfortable, so I look behind me, and sure enough, that person I'm looking at is not someone I want to be near, so I may grab my kids and we may stand over here, something like that. Or you may see your babies. If you got children, you may see your pets. You got four-legged babies, however legged babies you got, furry or not, you may see them acknowledge an ungodly presence, okay? Pay attention to the way that they acknowledge that, because our babies are the most innocent. They are the most pure, okay? And they are to be protected, but they're so innocent and they're so wide open to their spiritual origin, which means that they are heightened with their spiritual gifts. They acknowledge it right away. They may not understand it. Okay, so you, as the adult, have to see that, and you have to deepen your spiritual gifts to acknowledge it and to discern it. Discernment. Okay, will always always pray for a spirit of discernment. Okay, always pray for that spirit of discernment. That was just Archangel Raphael, who tickles my neck, tickles my cheeks. It tickled my ear earlier. And it's a tickle for me, comes out of nowhere, but it's coming out of everywhere. It comes from Archangel Raphael. So that is the difference of understanding that my body reacts very differently from the energy that is spiritual. Okay, so not all spiritual energy is good. Not all spiritual energy is of God. My card readers out there, whether you're tarot, angel readers, spiritual guidance, whether you're spiritual, whether you're guided readings, however way you want to call it. However way you want to call it, okay? Make sure you are paying attention to your spirit of discernment. Pray for a spirit of discernment so that you know the difference of what cards you're not supposed to touch, what clients you're not supposed to engage, what settings you're not supposed to be in. You know, all the platforms out there that may look good to your human side because so-and-so's doing really good that way, but spirit has a completely different direction. So it's understanding the different energy that's around you. Also, ungodly energy will present itself in your mind's eye all the time because your mind's eye is seeing into the spirit realm, your third eye, your brow chakra, right here. Okay, so strengthening that area of spirituality, of your growth, okay, is very key. No matter what level of ascension or level of awakening you're on. And I say this because awakening is the same thing as ascension, is the same thing as enlightenment, is the same thing as spiritual blossoming, unfoldment, spiritual growth. Really is the same thing. It's a marketing thing as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we got different terminologies floating out there, and it really is the awareness that you have within your spirituality. Okay, and we all have different levels of that. So make sure you're praying for a spirit of discernment always. Make sure you're understanding what your body's telling you, how your body's reacting to different energy. It may manifest in someone, specific person, whether that's someone that you love or not, or that you know, or is a stranger. You can acknowledge that energy by your body reacting. So remember to listen to unspoken communication. Remember, we have a webinar on February 7th, a live event. It's free. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put the link down below. And it is on spiritual communication. There is a code there. Spirit helps us through synchronicities that happen time and time again. That's why with the lunar eclipse coming this week, we know we can expect certain things. And things just don't come out of the blue like bam. You know, it's happened before. Or spirit has led us into that moment of receiving that bam. Sometimes we've ignored so many signs and we've just chosen to ignore it. And sometimes we're at that bam, oh my gosh, I finally get it moment. So keeping all of that, you know, like right here in your throat, just keeping it all in the forefront of of who you are, is really key in understanding and recognizing energy that is not of God, okay, not of the Most High, that is not of Spirit, Divine Source, the universe, our Creator. Okay, so you want to know the difference in that. There's decks of cards here that I use. Now, I use tools. They're tools, okay? If I was a magician back in different times, I would have a nice little wand. That would be a tool, okay? But it helps me convey my spiritual guidance because you all learn differently. So I'm going to teach differently. I'm an educator. My undergrad is I'm a teacher, okay? So we use different tools, right? In order for you to be taught to your success, in order for me to be an effective teacher and educator, I have to acknowledge that you don't learn the same way I do. So if I teach you in a different way that you can't receive your spiritual guidance, how effective am I being and how good of a spirit guide am I being? Not pretty good. So there are some tools that I have here that I have tucked away because Spirit told me a few years ago, don't touch them. So as they come, as I, engage different things, and I don't realize until I'm getting ready to open and I feel this energy of, oh, that's not for me. Are you sure it's not for me? Because I was really looking forward to using this for our clients and everything, and Spirit's like, no. So I will feel that ungodly energy, whether it comes in human ego, whether it comes in a fear, whether it comes in the opposite of integrity. And the way I see that is I see the flip of integrity. I'll see the word integrity and it'll flip. It may come in a different way to acknowledge it. So just be aware of Spirit showing us the difference between godly energy, which is spiritual energy that spirit is sending us, the universe, our creator is sending us, and then ungodly energy that's there already. That's the thing. So a lot of people have to really realize, and I find myself explaining it still. This is like a staple in spirituality. Once you've obtained your awareness in your place in the spirit realm, you understand that people that are not there, they may never get there. Okay, but the understanding of or being able to help them understand that I don't conjure up evil spirits. I'm not a conjurer. Okay, as a little girl, I could always see them. They saw me, I acknowledged them, and they try to engage you. So you have to know the difference, okay? You got to know that because I want you to all be protected. What you're doing is spiritual practice, and I want you to be safe. Your soul, your spirit has to be safe. Your babies, your family, okay, have to be safe, and your clients. And not every client is going to tell you the truth. So be okay when your spirit says, don't engage that person. Be okay with that. And know that spirit is protecting you, okay? The other thing is, I've seen ungodly energy manifest in dark smoke, swirling. When, and also in trying to take over loved ones, trying to possess them, okay? Negative energy, ungodly energy has tried to take me over. At a very early age, I was 6 when that first encounter that I remember it happening. And so you will see it. You will see it in nightmares as well, your children, loved ones, and yourself. You will hear the voice of trying to pull you to a place that's not of God. And, looking into the eyes of people, you can see it's a window to their soul. Okay? That is the truth. That's not just a saying. It's a fact. I can tell you that seeing the swirling of black smoke, of dark smoke, is very real. And having gone through that attack and those different steps of getting that negative energy away and out of our home and away from our children, away from our family, understanding when that energy was leaving and why it was there and how many energies were there, and seeing it swirl to make sure I knew it was leaving peacefully and leave. Okay, so all of those images that you do see in TV, you see the first thing that's coming to me is poltergeist. Hated that thing. Okay, I hated that show. I never do horror movies and all of that, and because I was seeing it. Okay, so all that stuff was stuff that I was seeing anyway. So when you see that, they draw from spirit guides, from psychics, from very in tune spiritual beings that they interview for movies like that to tell you what they see so that they can manifest it for ratings and income and to turn it into a movie. So you got to know that stuff that you are seeing, that you're feeling, is real. I have seen ungodly energy in the home that we moved in. There was a negative energy there that manifested in a shadow that was, again, that shadowy energy that stood like a force that, you're not gonna get me anywhere, like a big man. Tuh, I don't think so. You getting out of here. So that's what happened. But the energy acknowledged itself. I acknowledged it there. And, okay, now it's on. Because when you're spiritually gifted, I feel like someone's asking, can you turn off that spiritual sight? Can you turn off your third eye? You can do everything you can to pollute your third eye. Okay, you can do things to pollute your spiritual gifts, to ignore what your spirit is seeing. But I am not of the belief that you can ever really turn off, and I want to take that really out of there, that you can ever turn off what you cannot see with your human sight. Okay? So once you are understanding that what you're seeing is through your spiritual sight, your mind's eye, that's an attainment of spiritual ascension. That's a level within your awakening process that gives you spiritual growth. And that's a yay. That's a yay. That's not a nay. Okay? It's pulling you away from those things that are circumstantial in this earthly life that you're being pulled to see may have been hurting you. Who may have been hurting you? So it's an ascension. An ascension is always, all right? So I pray that helps a lot of you. I'll put the links to the weekly group life, spiritual life coaching classes down below. Today we rocked it out. Got a little crazy because of that ungodly energy, but honey, we blasted, okay? We don't take any shorts when something like that happens. I don't take any shortcuts, and I get into my spiritual warrior mode. And today, my students saw me, and it is what it is. So I'm so glad that I was able to come to you today as well. Namaste. Love and pure light. Honey, I will see you soon. Register. I want to see you at least at the live free event. And for those of you that are light workers in particular, get in the group life, the spiritual life coaching classes, okay? Love you.